Come on! Cursed storm.
Where are we?
Looks like the captain's cabin. But it's a total mess.
Hello? Wait, shouldn't we just...
Can't hurt to take a look around, can it? Right. Not bad.
Hey, what are you doing?
Keep your shirt on, okay?
I beg your pardon?
Till we've met the crew, we should be ready for anything.
You can't just walk around and steal things. Mr.
Drop the formalities. Call me Lex.
Lex. I'm Anna.
See? Wasn't that hard.
I think first we
Hang
should...
on. There's no we, understood? You do whatever suits you, but don't count me in.
Don't you see that all of this concerns both of us?
Don't you see that you're getting on my nerves?
It was a strain for both of us, but we'll get through it.
What just happened to us? You're never prepared for a thing like that.
Let's focus on how we can get out of here, all right?
A good decision. Sorry for losing my temper.
I don't remember seeing you during the trip.
Might be because I paid a little less for the trip, and I was put in slightly shabbier quarters than you.
Well, anyway, do you think there are other survivors? Maybe some made it into the lifeboats after all.
I was a bit too busy clinging onto that piece of wood while the storm was throwing us around to pay attention to anything else. What's most important is that I'm alive and well.
Why did our ship sink so fast?
We crashed into something, but no one on board saw what it was, which is hardly surprising considering it was pitch black that night.
I'd really like to know what happened.
I'm afraid we'll never find that out.
What kind of ship is this?
A brigantine, two-masted transport ship. Not brand new. 10, 15 years old at a guess. But there's something strange about this ship.
What do you mean?
I'm not sure. It all looks like it's been put together with miscellaneous odd parts. I mean, look around. Everything's kind of strange.
You seem to know a thing or two about ships.
I've been around. Even worked on one once.
I thought that our ship was blown far off any trading route during the storm. How could we bump into a trading ship out here?
That's true. A ship like this has got no business being in these waters.
If this is what it looks like inside the captain's cabin, I'm not fond of finding out the state of the rest of the ship.
Not so fast. Maybe the captain thought this was the best way to hide his riches.
Riches? What are you talking about?
A proper captain doesn't boast about what he's got hidden up his sleeve. You gotta look behind the scenes, if you get my drift.
I've lost my bag.
Come again?
My bag. There are personal possessions inside. When I jumped into the water, I still had it on my shoulder.
Then maybe next time you should look after your stuff better.
Well, maybe you saw it when...
Sorry, didn't see it.
Where did you say you were heading?
I was on my way back to Europe. Quite like you, I reckon.
Of course, but what was your business there?
Well, what were you up to?
I'm a reporter for the daily newspapers back home in New York. I was supposed to write about Spain because their colonies in the New World are...
Blah, blah, blah. Doesn't really interest me.
You didn't say what you wanted to do in Europe.
Believe it or not, there's no place for a man like me in the New World.
What do you mean?
To be honest, I avoid talking about it.
I'm sorry. Let's talk later.
Locked.
Nothing but the sea. The newspapers are rather old. There's not much that I can decipher. Well, one of the headlines tells about kidnapped and murdered children from Laje do Pico. It's completely empty. A nightcap for the captain? Old and rotten. Not a place for a good night's sleep. Old and rotten. Not a place for a good night's sleep. The clothesline leads behind the wall and is tied to a beam. The rope goes behind the wall. The drawer is locked. This might help me to open something. A simple corkscrew. They're nailed tight. I can't make out what was once written on the crates. Could this be the captain? A picture of a large ship with white sails. It shows a large ship in a harbor. The picture's crooked. I should take a closer look. Let's see what this picture's about. As if it was looking at me. What? There's a small key attached to the back of the picture. captain seems to have a thing for ships. The portrait of a beautiful woman. I'll take the note with me. It's a piece of paper. Someone scribbled numbers on it, and holes have been cut into it. That's strange. I feel a faint draft. Maybe there's something behind the books. Tons of doorstopper books. There is, in fact, a ventilation grid behind the books. Screws hold it in place. Tons of doorstopper books. As if it was looking at me. Screws hold it in place. The drawer is locked. The picture shows a beautiful woman. She seems lonely. The ink is dried, and the feather looks ragged. It's got no wick and no oil. There are some soggy documents inside. This drawer doesn't have a handle and seems to be stuck. A new handle for the drawer. I think I can open it now.
Wait a minute. Weren't you the one who got all hot under the collar just because I pocketed something?
I'm looking for a way to open this door. You intended to steal the captain's valuables. You really want to compare that?
Compare what you will.
I'll take the note with me. It's a news article. Someone scribbled some numbers on it. I've unlocked the drawer. I've unlocked the drawer. I'll take the note with me. The photograph of a little girl, but the burned holes make her unidentifiable and creepy. If I place the notes on top of one another, they show some kind of code. It doesn't seem to make sense. Maybe something's missing. Only 3 numbers remain. If I do it like this, I can see 3 numbers through the holes. Not in a very good condition. They're nailed tight. I can't make out what was once written on the crates. That was the right combination. Let's see what's inside the chest.
What? How did you manage to open that lock?
The captain seems to have a thing for puzzles. The combination was split and hidden in a couple of notes.
A crowbar would have done the trick faster.
If I put a crowbar in your hands, I'd be afraid of you wrecking the whole cabin.
Hey, don't be cheeky, lady. Well, whatever. But when you hit gold, I want to be the first to know.
I hope I won't cut myself with it. A strange amulet. The amulet looks almost like a key. The shaving razor is extremely sharp. Good that you can fold it up. They're nailed tight. I can't make out what was once written on the crates. I'll just cut myself. I don't want to cut the rope. It would suffice to open the knot. I can't undo the knot with just my bare hands. It's too tight. This thin wooden wall is blocked by something on the other side. A wooden wall with a knothole. I wonder what's behind it. They're nailed tight. I can't make out what was once written on the crates. This setup doesn't look very trustworthy. The ropes are creaking worryingly. I'll just cut myself. I'd probably cut all my fingers off with this knife while attempting to unscrew the ventilation grate. The captain might summon the crew with it.
Don't you feel guilty about rummaging through other people's stuff?
Do you know a thing or two about knots?
I've been at sea on a schooner for 6 years. Is that enough?
There's a knot back there. I can't untie it.
What a pity. I'd be delighted to help you out with that.
Thank you.
Not free of charge, of course. So, tell me what you have to offer.
Oh? And what is it that you have in mind?
Well, should you come across something valuable while you're poking around this cabin, I might be interested in it. Or you could show me some other pretty things that you might have on you.
Don't even think of looking at me the wrong way.
Think about it.
This setup doesn't look very trustworthy. The ropes are creaking worryingly. I'll just cut myself. The door is locked. That's a lot of books. There's no more room for them on the bookshelf. It's jam-packed. Empty. Someone's been thirsty. It's got no wick and no oil. There are some soggy documents inside. I don't want to cut the rope. It would suffice to open the knot.
Don't you feel guilty about rummaging through other people's stuff?
Do you know a thing or two about knots?
I've been at sea on a schooner for 6 years. Is that enough?
There's a knot back there. I can't untie it.
What a pity. I'd be delighted to help you out with that.
Thank you.
Not free of charge, of course. So, tell me what you have to offer.
Oh? And what is it that you have in mind?
Well, should you come across something valuable while you're poking around this cabin, I might be interested in it. Or you could show me some other pretty things that you might have on you.
I found an expensive-looking piece of jewelry.
Well, thanks a million. So where's that devil's knot that's the cause of your sleepless nights? How did you do that? Let's take a look. That slouched fox has built himself a secret chamber. And inside is, what the hell is that?
Maybe we can find something here to get the door open.
The pipes go into the floor. Probably into the cargo hold. What the hell have they built down there? Maybe it's best not to bump into those guys.
Are you always that negative?
You haven't got a clue about what a crew is capable of doing in order to keep a secret. Especially one like this. And what they're capable of doing to people that they find sniffing around, like us.
This might come in handy. Boy, that thing is heavy. This is used to fill up gas cartridges. Looks like the gas is used to light up the ship. The cartridge is broken. It can't hold the gas. The broken part has to go. This is used to fill up gas cartridges. Looks like the gas is used to light up the ship. A thick rope that the captain uses as a clothesline. A giant harpoon. Have they been on a hunting trip? They're nailed tight. I can't make out what was once written on the crates. That's not a whale. They're nailed tight. I can't make out what was once written on the crates. That's not a whale. That's not a whale. Old and rotten. Not a place for a good night's sleep. Screws hold it in place. Now I've got a kind of anchor. An improvised anchor. The ship that we wanted to sail to Europe, it sunk somewhere out there. I'd need to attach the anchor somewhere first, or this would be quite a waste.